Nice to see you. It's been a little while since Sundance.
Yes, yes.
So I have a million questions and I have 6 minutes, so let's just get started. Do
Great.
you think the movie, if it had not been for COVID, obviously you never know if this movie would even exist, but if you had the opportunity to film on location, do you think you would have done anything like adding a location to this film, or did you always envision it as one location?
Look, I think the restrictions that COVID required was uh, is what made this film possible. So just in the sense that, you know, I wanted it to be we needed it to be as safe as possible. So as bare bones as possible, 2 actors, 1 house, 1 location, essentially 1 long scene, no real special effects, props, location moves, no bells and whistles, 1 camera, a few lights. That's it. Not extensive, art direction. So, that's kind of what was exciting about it is how can it, it was sort of born out of this exercise of can we tell a story that's engaging and emotional and moving and cinematic, but with the very few resources.
So you did the Roger Deakins of just 1 camera, one shot, no coverage.
Yeah, I tend to shoot Euphoria that way too. I mean, I would say 80 some odd percent of Euphoria is just single camera as well. But yeah, I prefer 1 camera only because then you're not having to compromise lighting wise and movement wise.
So how many days did you actually allow yourself to shoot this movie?
We shot for 14 days, but funnily enough, the first day of shooting, I kind of had Marcel, Rev, and I, cinematographer who I always collaborate with. We had a very kind of, sort of formalist idea of how we're going to shoot it. It was going to be like a Preminger film, all dolly work, very old school. So we shoot the first day. We're looking at it. We get into the car. I say, great work to the actors. We shoot about, 15 pages. Get into the car. I said, this looks like a whiskey commercial. We got to scrap it. I can't, and he's like, I completely agree. It's not messy enough. We need more life in it. We go to sleep. We wake up the next morning. We go to set and we decided we're going to shoot the whole thing handheld. It's going to be like Bullet Ballet or something, like messy handheld, black and white. Tell the actors, great. We shoot all day. I look over at Marcel. He's got a 1,000-foot mag on his shoulder. He's like covered in sweat. And I just kind of shake my head and he shakes his head. And we know in that instant that we're literally going to throw that day out too. The only problem is I don't want to tell the actors because I don't want them to be like, are you kidding? We've just done 80 takes of the first 15 minutes and we're going to throw it out. So I'm like, great work. Let's go to sleep. Come back tomorrow. And only on the 3rd day when we were setting out for that exterior shot I think we did the whole film click. And that's when we realized, okay, this is the movie. We need to start objectively. We need to look at it as a play in some senses because the structure of it is very specific. There is no act breaks. There's no place that it's heading. It's just a sort of Socratic dialogue, where these 2 characters are just taking shots at one another. And that's when we discovered kind of how we were going to shoot it. And then we needed a couple extra days, and that's what got us to 14 days total, including the 2 we threw out.
Yeah, first of all, it's an amazing story that I wish I could dig deep on, but I don't have time. Did you guys ever consider at all going to a studio and saying, would you like to pay for this? Would you like to finance? Because I believe you guys did it on your own.
Yeah, no, we never wanted to do that, only because we wanted to, first of all, we wanted to create a financial structure for the movie that where we could give our crew actual back end in the film, so that in success they were able to kind of share in the benefits. And also we wanted to carve out a portion of the back end for Feeding America and donate it to charity. So we wanted full control over it in that sense. And also we didn't want to have to answer to anybody. So like, as I was writing, my producer, Kevin Turn, called me. He was like, Sam, you better finish this script because I just put $80,000 worth of black and white film on my credit card. And my wife is saying, I just booked some hotels. Z's putting in money. And we just kept it going that way. And because I don't think we would have been able to we wouldn't have been able to come up with this structure, which I think is a structure that's important in terms of filmmaking. I've never understood why Julio Perez, the editor that I work with, Marcel Reb, I don't understand why they don't have ownership in the films that we make together. They are as important as any other person on that set, and we wanted to reflect that and have something to point to in the future.
I got to stop. I'm just going to say congrats on the movie. Next time we'll do a longer conversation, please.
I would love that. Thank you.